Therefore, I will speak to you some important information, right? So, when kutasva kashmalamidam, how have these impurities come on you, is a very interesting thing, because Arjuna has only said, I don't want to fight the war because people will die, sinful reactions will come to us. I respect all my elders, Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, and everybody. I don't want to fight with them. And the dynasties will be spoiled. Then there will be unwanted population, Varna Shankara. All these things are the reasons which he gives. So how is it that Krishna is saying these reasons are dirtiness? Kutasva kashmalamidam. How can concern for the people, care for the people of the world, including the enemies, be considered to be dirtiness, impurity, contamination? That is very interesting. Because what is the setting? The setting is a dharmic war. One group of people have done adharmic activity. And that adharmic activity is anything and everything. Pandavas were put inside a house of wax, and they were supposed to have been burnt up alive. That didn't happen. Draupadi was disrobed in the open palace. She was supposed to have become naked in front of all the elders and the whole Sabha. And the king Dhritarashtra did. When do we become weak? We become weak. Let's take the example of Arjuna. When we don't know how to act, when out of sentimentalism, emotions play strongly, we actually cannot act and do our duty. This happens quite often to us. I call this the Arjuna moments of our life. In the Arjuna moments of our life, we actually want to flight rather than fight. I want to run away rather than face it. Right? So these things happen to us quite often. But here Krishna is reminding Arjuna that no, that is not correct. You must understand that you must face the war. First of all, your understanding is very poor. And that's how the Bhagavad-gita opens. First understanding that is poor, due to which reason you don't act, is that you are thinking temporarily in terms of designations. Deeper philosophy, number one is you're wrong because you are not performing your duty as a Kshatriya. Number two, the reality is that you don't die when you kill the body. In this way, Krishna analyzes very nicely with Arjuna in the second chapter. So, what is duty and what is not my duty is something that is difficult to know. Kim karmeti, kim akarmeti, kavayopyatra mohita. What to do and what not to do bewilders even the very, very learned people. Draupadi was getting disrobed and she was screaming for help. Her husbands were locked up because they had already become slaves of Duryodhana. They cannot act on their own. And Yudhishthira was very dharmic. Then each of them, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Bhishma, could not act. And she was talking to them, you can't do anything about it. And Bhishma actually said, the ways of dharma are so complicated, my dear daughter. I don't know what I should do now. Should I go against the king, Dhritarashtra, who's not saying anything, and get up and protect you? But by so doing, will I not transgress dharma? At the same time, if I don't do anything, also I'm transgressing dharma. I don't know what I should do. And Prabhupada says that because Bhishma was eating the food given by Duryodhana, he had got confused and contaminated. Such an exalted person, even he, this happened to him. So there was a lot of confusion in knowing what is right, what is wrong. Even great people, kavayopyatra mohita. Kavi means very great personality can get confused. So that many a time, it is the nature of the world that people will get confused, unable to act. And you have to seek a guru. You have to seek a guru. World is designed, Prabhupada says in the Purport, it behooves a person to look for a guide, a spiritual master. You definitely need somebody like Krishna, Guru, to actually tell us what is right, what is wrong, how we shall act, right? And we should recognize that problem and we should accept that solution given by the Guru. So first thing is recognize you have a problem. Everybody born into this world has a problem. And that big problem is he does not know who he is, where he is coming from, what is his identity, what should he do, what is the goal of life. Without knowing this, we all go around doing so many things and we get stuck in all sorts of problems. Once we recognize this problem, we definitely need a guru. I need to get educated. It is not enough if you think that I need to do my engineering, my law, my medicine, my vocational training so that I'll get a job and get money and I will be able to get food, shelter, etc. That is only very small problem. And that problem, a lot of the solution has already been given by Krishna. In the 3rd chapter, Krishna says that I have already looked after for you. I have sent the demigods, I have sent you crops, and the beautiful earth will produce all these things for you with very less labor. But the real problems of life are primary problems. For those, you should find solution through a guru. When you work on that, automatically the secondary problem will get solved also. But in modern society now, nobody bothers about that primary education. Completely, totally forgotten who am I, who is God, what is this world, where am I coming from, what's my identity? Nobody bothers. They start only from the secondary. Where will I get food? How will I earn? How is the economy? What shall I do? So we are all educated on the secondary level. Our education is fit for only giving us a little food, which according to Krishna in Bhagavad-gita is very low class. Because he has already provided for that. Because he has provided in such a way for making us very progressive living beings. So 2 aspects of life, the primary and the secondary. The secondary means all your material requirements. The primary is your real spiritual requirement. That's why Krishna is saying, I am sitting and I am focusing on the primary and you are not able to even take a step towards the secondary. That's why anarya jushtam aswargyam akirti. Okay. So analyzing, Krishna has already analyzed the problem. If you're not interested in spiritual life, if you're not interested in knowing who you are and acting from that platform, you are anarya. You are an uncivilized person. Uncivilized person means he does not know the values of life. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi vishnum durashayaye bhagirartamanina. And that too, like Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is standing next to him, the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, and still he's got a problem. Still he's got a problem. So understanding, identifying the problem of life, that's what a guru is for. This is what is your problem. Spiritually, you don't know who you are. And then giving you the solution for that. And then you accepting that I have a problem. Once you accept a guru, Arjuna is accepting Krishna as his guru. He's shifting from him being a friend. Just now he said, Ubayor, Senayor Ubayor Madhye Ratam Sthapyati Mechuta. Please park the chariot in between the warring factions and I want to see both sides. So Krishna has become Arjuna's charioteer because he is his very close friend. You must correctly understand what it means as a friend. Then after he gets confused, doesn't know what to do, Arjuna is willing to change the stand. He is saying that you're no more my friend. You become my guru. Sishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. I surrender to you. I've changed my position. Hereafter, whatever you say, I won't take it as a friend. I'll take it very seriously as an instructor you're giving me and I will follow it. That's the mood. When you present your problem to somebody for counseling, you must be prepared to listen to that person. If you don't change your stance and become subordinate to his instructions, which you should put into execution, if you don't, then only the problem still remains. Problem doesn't get solved. Because you want to actually accept that person. When we accept Guru, we should be willing to listen to the instructions of the Guru. We should not dodge and try to see that they take favorable instructions only and instructions that are like only. And the Guru also gets to know it and he starts speaking those things that you like to hear. In this way, the whole relationship is spoiled. Guru is afraid that you may not follow, and therefore he speaks in such a way that you will follow. And you are afraid that the Guru will give instructions which I don't like to follow. And therefore you don't go to the Guru, although you have accepted him. And you make your own solutions and do completely spoil your spiritual life. So accepting Guru means that you are willing to subordinate yourself to his instructions. That's very important. Okay. That is point 2. Understanding what is the problem. First of all, knowing that you have a problem, accepting the problem, then going for a solution and accepting a guru, changing your stance that I am no more casual about it, I'm serious about it. Like Arjuna changed his stance from friendship to discipleship. Changing your stance. And then whatever the guru says, absorbing it and applying it, following it, actually executing it. This is how problem gets solved. So when the guru chastises you, it's for your good. It's for your good. Rarely do we find people in this world who will take interest in you and say, don't do this. It means they are instructing gurus for you. They want to take interest in you. So therefore you must listen and you must perform. Right? Of course, a bona fide guru is necessary, whom you are confident of as a person who can direct you and who is educated, learned, and Arya, civilized man. These things are all prior to accepting, you should verify that he's coming in the proper parampara, disciplic succession. He knows what he is doing and he has carried out things for long and there is proof of it. And in this way, you can accept him. All these homework you need to do. Okay. So this is the type of thing that is shown to us by these verses here in the 2nd chapter. that chastisement is good. Prabhupada is quoting Chanakya Pandit saying, Tasmat putram ta sishyam ta tadayet natu lalayet. You have a son and a disciple. Don't simply give lenience and be very nice. Wherever necessary, give him strong instruction, chastise him. Prabhupada said it's a duty of the Guru to chastise his disciples so that they become straight, so that they are straightened properly. Of course, bogus Guru and Gurus that don't live up to the ultimate instruction given in the Bhagavad-gita, it may be difficult for us. In the life of Ramanujacharya, recently we had Ramanujacharya's appearance. In the life of Ramanujacharya, there is a very nice incident that Ramanuja accepts shelter of a Mayavadi Guru first. And that Mayavadi Guru, who actually later becomes his disciple, it's a very interesting story. He learns under him. And the Mayavadi Guru gives his own explanations as per the regular Mayavad philosophy. And Ramanuja always felt, no, that is not the, why can't it be like this? And he gave an alternative explanation which was very good. And the Guru always felt this person is very sharp. He has the right answer many a time. But other disciples and the Guru felt uncomfortable that Ramanuja did not fully agree with the explanation, and he had a personalistic view, which was the right view. So although it happened like this, and although there was this little friction, Ramanuja continued at those times because nobody else was available. And he continued to learn. But this gradually grew into a type of difficulty. Some of the disciples, and some say even the Guru, was involved in wanting to get rid of Ramanuja because he was a constant pain in the neck, correcting something that I'm saying. So in their travels, they went for a pilgrimage. At that time, one fine day, they were parked in a forest. They were traveling and traveling. Those days, they were traveling by foot only. Ramanuja's Guru was nicely housed and taking rest. Ramanuja went to take rest after serving the Guru. In the middle of the night, his cousin Govinda came and woke him up and told him that, hey Ramanuja, get up. I think they are planning to finish with you today. There are boys who are trying to get the thing. I heard about it. Get up, run. So Ramanuja also had heard about it before, here and there. But now when his brother was saying this, he just got up in the middle of the night and ran into the thick of the forest. Ran into the thick of the forest to escape for life. And he came into a nice way after running inside the thick forest. He came to a moonlit pathway in the dead of the night. And as he emerged into the moonlit pathway, he saw that there was a hunter with his bow and arrow, his wife, and a monkey also sitting on his shoulder, jumping from here to there. And they both were smiling, laughing a little bit, walking down the way. And then he happened to emerge there and they asked, who are you? And he very quietly said, I lost my way in the forest. What are you doing here in the dead of the night? And he said that, no, we all came together on an excursion, Guru and Sishyas, and I lost my way. He didn't want to tell him this is what has happened. And so he asked that person, hunter, can you show me the way out from here? He said, yeah, come with me, come with me. You look like a nice boy. And then Ramanuja turned to them and said, you remind me of Ramachandra. And you and your wife remind me of Ramachandra, and Sita and this monkey is like Hanuman. And then that hunter said, really? Who is this Ramachandra? And what is this thing about Hanuman you're speaking? Oh, you don't know the story of Ramayana? I don't know. Maybe you should tell us a story, the wife said immediately. Why don't you tell us the story as we are walking along? Why can't we hear the story? And so Ramanuja started the Ramayana. Beautifully he started describing Rama, King Dasharath, and the marriage of Sita and Rama being sent out to the forest, and Kaikeyi and Mantara, and then Bharata going, and all these things he started relating, and both of these two people were saying, wonderful story, keep telling us, so nice, so nice. And they were walking and walking and walking and walking, absorbed in the story that Ramanuja mentioned. Then finally the wife said, I can't walk anymore. It's already very late and I'm very tired and I'm so thirsty. So the husband, the hunter, said, okay, you please sit down here, all of you. I'll go get some water. Then immediately Ramana said, no, I've got my kamandalu with me. I'm a brahmachari. You please sit down. You're all elder people and you've shown me the way. Let me do this service for you. Let me bring you water. So the hunter man also consented, okay, we both will be here, husband and wife, with the monkey. You go and get the water. So down this way, if you go down this way around the line, you'll find a well. So Ramanuja went. He went there gradually. The sun was breaking up. It was going to be sunrise. And he thought, oh gosh, so fast, sunrise. And then he asked the people at the well, can you give me some water? They said, oh, very nice. And they gave him some water. And he said, where is this place? And they told him, this is Kanchipuram. We said, oh, I just left from Kanchipuram many, many days back and I've been traveling. How did I come back to this place? He was wondering. And he took the water and went there. He saw that both of them were under the tree. They had disappeared. Nobody was around and it was daytime. So he became very thoughtful. And he went back because it is his hometown. So he went back and he found that, wow, nobody has come back from the excursion yet, from the pilgrimage. And so he went and took shelter of another great devotee. And in this way, Ramanuja saved himself. And when he went and was actually going for darshan, and this great devotee, who's very famous, Tirukachinambi, as he's called, servant of the Lord, who fans the Lord and talks to the Lord, Varadaraja, and he became friends with him. And he said, please ask the Lord, what is my service? In this way, the Lord was introduced to Ramanuja, and he smiled. The Lord smiled and said, I know Ramanuja very well. And he asked, what is his service? He said that he let him bring water from the same well. He knows that well very well, and supply to Lakshmi. Lakshmi will be very happy. In this way, Nambi was asked to convey this information. And when he came and spoke to Ramana, it seems you know the well, and it seems you know that you have to give water to Lakshmi like this. And then at that time only Ramanuja knew the hunter and that wife were actually Varadaraja Perumal, looking like huntsman, and they had come and guided him in the forest. So he was deeply moved by emotion that the Lord had protected him against what happened in the night in that camp. And also his life was at stake. He was saved because he was very genuine in his requirement of spiritual understanding. So in this way, this is a story of such a great devotee run away from a guru. Then he becomes the famous Ramanuja, very well known all over the world, traveling and defeating many of these scholars who was preaching the wrong thing. And then this guru, who Ramanuja's guru, later his mother, very aged lady, becomes a disciple of Ramanuja. Then she comes and tells her son, who was the guru or is the guru of Ramanuja, don't think that person Ramanuja is still your disciple and therefore you don't have to surrender to him. should understand who he is. He is God sent. He is a very famous, you should go to him and surrender to him. So controlling his false ego a lot, this person went to Ramanuja and said, I am that guru of yours in your younger days, right? Please accept me as your disciple. In this way, Ramanuja's guru became his disciple. It's very amazing story. It's very amazing story, right? Why? Because his disciple knew better. He is the famous Ramanuja than the guru himself. Because this is a very rare occasion. Very rare occasion. But I just want to cite this to tell you that if the guru is not able to give you the proper solution to solve the problems of life, it may be that he is not knowing. And there are many times gurus in this world who actually will never do this type of chastisement, will never take that risk. There are many who actually speak so sweetly, so nicely, they speak exactly what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. What you need to hear, they don't speak. They speak what you want to hear. And in this way, they maintain a material relationship with the disciple. And neither the disciple nor the guru is going to go anywhere progressively. So to get a genuine person who can direct you is very rare. Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada is such a genuine person coming in the parampara. The directions he has given, the content of his books is guiding so many people all over the world, genuinely giving people the solace that they need. And don't think that this is something old-fashioned or doesn't work in the modern generation or in the present generation. These principles spoken by Bhagavad-gita, they are principles of life. They apply to all situations in life. Krishna has spoken this 5,000 years back to Arjuna, and at that time he's telling Arjuna that I spoke to Vivaswan, Manu, Ikshvaku, like this, it's coming down. And Prabhupada calculates it's 120 million years ago that he spoke to Vivaswan. And 2 million years ago, he spoke to Manu, father of mankind. In this way, it's coming down on the line. 5,000 plus years back, he spoke to Arjuna. And it has not changed from 120 million years to 2 million years to 5,000 years back. That same message is being conveyed even now through Bhakti Vinoda Swami Prabhupada. And there it is mentioned again, if you are not spiritually educated, you are anarya, you are uncivilized. So these are principles in life. Everybody should be educated about who they are. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to solve problems. So in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, who are you to Arjuna? Immediately he explains that. And then he go ahead to explain material nature and who he is as God. All these interrelationships we get to know. This is really knowledge. This is what is knowledge. Knowledge is not getting to learn a skill, some information for the sake of earning money alone, then remaining internally very depressed because the thirst, the spiritual thirst is never satisfied. So Bhagavad Gita is a very great source of information. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavad, you will see these type of discussions between guru and disciple, between the person who is seeking assistance like Arjuna and the guru like Krishna, many famous personalities speaking that same information that's spoken in the Bhagavad Gita, because it applies to everybody at all points of time. Only the details of how it is applied may change, but the principles are the same, right? So if you have a problem, it can always be solved spiritually. A spiritual solution to all material problems is what Prabhupada taught us and is what the Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Have a problem, identify the problem, accept the problem, and seek counsel. These are all natural things a person should do. It's nothing wrong in seeking counsel. You don't be somebody who is, incapable person by saying, I don't know, can somebody tell me this? These things definitely we should seek. And we should learn to seek from the right person, from the bona fide guru. That's also explained in Bhagavad-gita, how to spot such a person. That basic education also, if we have. Then all these problems of life, kutasva kashmalamidam, is coming because we don't have the right perspective on life. Who am I? What I am here for is not there. So when Maya throws a problem at you, you don't know how to solve it. But if you know these things, there's a good chance that you know how to navigate your way through the problem. That's why without Krishna consciousness, without having knowledge about Krishna, it's very difficult to solve these problems. So these are beautiful instructions Bhagavad Gita gives us, a manual for us on how to solve the problems of life. Anybody who gets educated in Bhagavad Gita seriously and reads it deeply can apply these principles in life. And with the help of a spiritual master and such people around you, we can actually have a very progressive human society. This is what Prabhupada wanted. He was very confident the problems of life thrown upon us can be solved by Bhagavad Gita's instructions, right? So this chastisement is something that we should welcome, especially from a person who's got interest in us. The immediate reaction is our false ego is very hurt, and we react to that. That is because of our own foolishness. But if we calm ourselves a little bit and think carefully what is good for me, then we will be in our good senses understanding that the chastisement is good for me, right? I remember hearing one sannyasi, disciple of Prabhupada, talking in Vrindavan in the Vyasa Puja of Prabhupada, saying that I miss Prabhupada very much because he used to chastise me every time I did something wrong, right? And nowadays, my disciples, I cannot chastise them because they will leave me and go away. So it's very difficult to be able to correct in this present generation. I miss Prabhupada very much, that he would constantly tell us, rascal, this is not the way to do it, this is the way to do it. And although those times we were feeling a little disturbed, but now we know how affectionately he was chastising us, how helpful his chastisement was, how amazing the instructions were, and how deeply Prabhupada had compassion and love for all of us, due to which reason he gave us these chastising instructions. See, only when the person goes away from your life will you be able to value his instruction. Sometimes that is a sad state of affairs. If because we are not very educated, as we get educated gradually and know the value of these instructions, only we get to know how important it is to have somebody who cares for us, who shapes us. Getting shaped is a painful thing. Getting shaped is painful. How the parents shape the kid, how they give him instructions is very, very important and valuable. Nowadays, parents are afraid of chastising their children, just like the guru is afraid of chastising. Because the children take a completely different stand. And the parents also, on the other side, have excessive affection for the children. Affection which is actually giving them a good time. It's almost affection that gives a gratification for them. The affection you have for your children sometimes needs to be checked properly. You should draw a line beyond which I should not just yield to affection alone for my gratification, but for the good of the child, I should do certain things. When Dhritarashtra, when King Dasharath, Lord Ramachandra had become almost 12 years old, and Vishwamitra came and asked for Lord Ramachandra from King Dasharath. Dasharath, who had, after so many years, had finally got a son. His son was his life and soul. Ramachandra was everything for him. full of affection and love for Ramachandra. He was having a great time. Because Vishwamitra Muni came and asked him, it was so abrupt and so difficult for him. He directly argued and refused to give Vishwamitra Lord Ramachandra. He said, I cannot part with Ramachandra at all. If you want, I will come for the and kill those Rakshasas. Why Ramachandra? He is very tender. He can't even, he has never fought in a war like that. He can't fight against all these people. Please don't ask me. He became so possessive of Ramachandra. It was obviously because of affection. And Vishwamitra got very disturbed that you're not able to keep up your word. When I came here, you said, whatever you want, I'll do for you. And I'm asking you for Rama and you don't give me. He said, no, I'll solve your problem. I'll come myself with my army. He said, no, I don't want you. I want Ramachandra only. Right? So in this way, Vashishta actually came in between and took aside King Dasharath and told him, it is better you send him. Your son will come back a brilliant man. This is time for learning. He's already 12 years old and Vishwamitra is no small person. He is a master of all weapons. And your son will get to learn everything. That's why Vishwamitra is calling him. He will download all the weapons to him. And he will learn. He will become fantastic. You should not be like this, attached to your child and keep him there with you always. He has to be out learning. This is the time for him to go and get exposed and learn and become a true Kshatriya, fit to be your successor. In this way, when he gave this completely different view, Dasharath opened up. And then he said, okay, let him go. And that's when Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana went with Vishwamitra and a new chapter in their life started. Ramachandra learned so many things from Vishwamitra. All along, Vishwamitra gave him stories and lessons and gave him the weapons, trained him up in so many wonderful things. And he got even the hand of Sita, went right up to Mithila. And from there onwards, Dasharath came running to attend the wedding and came back with Sita. Very full-grown personality. All this happened because Vashishta stopped Dasharath from being overly affectionate. So where required, tadayat natu lalayat. You should be able to give the correct instruction and make him learn. You should not be affectionately oriented to the child. Okay, whatever you want, I love you. So whatever you're happy, you may do. And in this way, children are spoiled because of your indulgence in your own affection. It's almost a sense gratification for parents to actually be affectionate to their children and spoil them without care for them. They'd simply be bothered about their own affection. And such parents mostly bring them to the Hare Krishna movement. Show them to the and say that, please, my son, you please give him correct instructions. Because the parents cannot give. They have cultured such a relationship. Right? So chastising, which Krishna is doing, is very special. We must learn how to do it, how to give instructions. All this is part of education. All this, and education is not easy. It's not that just you pay, get into a university, somebody comes and teaches you, and you don't have a relationship with him and you walk off. Nothing much happens, not much change. But having a genuine teacher means accepting chastisement. So in this way, Krishna is giving brilliant instructions. It's time up. It's already 6 o'clock. So I will stop here. And if there's any few questions, I'd like to answer for the next 5 to 10 minutes, after which I have to rush for my next program. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Maharaj. There's no any question from Facebook, unless any participant from Zoom like to ask any questions. Anu Prabhu, is there any question from Bhakti Vinoda Maharaj broadcast page?
I am checking.
Okay, la. Thank you. Shiva Chaitanya ji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you very much,
Hare Bol.
Maharaj. Time,
Bol.
the kind time.
Yeah, it's time for me.
Hope to meet you again. Yeah.
Yes, sure. Some other time.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hari Bol. Sundaram ji.
Hare Krishna,
Suresh
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Hari Bol. Shiva Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Krishna Katamrita. Hari Hari. So, Kyama.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Hari Hari. Eating all the stuff all alone here.
Namo Maharaj.
Missing all the food. I'm on lockdown diet la.
வாங்க Maharaj, புது ஐட்டம் வச்சிருக்கோம்.
நீங்களே தனியே சாப்பிடுங்க.
Lockdown menu, Maharaj.
Lockdown menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I
you,
have
Maharaj.
another program. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Hari Bol.
Krishna,
Amazing
Maharaj.
technology. We can see everybody. I